subject to savings. And knowing that every year, that's the policy, people squirrel away the savings. Third, I agree very much with Martin Bautista about the salaries. Teachers for the past so many years have been pegged. It has not been moved, their salaries. Teacher 1, I understand, is 10,000 pesos for so long. We just passed the salary increase called the SSL3. We were batting for an increase of 10,000 pesos. What happened? The administration gave only 6,000 pesos, 4 gives pa. What is 4 gives? 6,000 peso increase in divided by 4 years. So 1/4 every year will be given. So the salaries are not up to par, and of course, quality of the teachers suffers. And I also like to say that I do approve of the use of alternative learning system, as teacher Neric Acosta has explained, like the knowledge channel that can be used also for answering the need for more classrooms. Instead of more classrooms, why don't we take a look at having long distance learning through the knowledge channel, and we can sidestep the classroom issue if we don't really have enough funds. But again, number one is we do budget it, yet we don't release it. That's the problem, and very few people know that. That should be put on the national agenda. That should become an issue, because that is a national shame that we have 30 billion in funds that were not released to the Department of Education.
Okay, dealing with the question of the mismatch in education, I think government should take the lead in being more strategic with regard to the courses that are being offered in the country. I would like to say that what we have right now is the lechon manok principle. That what is in demand, that's what everybody goes into. Nung nauso yung lechon manok, everybody went into lechon manok. When nauso yung zagu, everybody went to zagu. No? And right now, uso yung nursing, so everybody, all schools have nursing. And we are now dealing with a glut in nurses. Decades ago, during my time, it was medtechs and physical therapists. That's why I finished medtech. And there was a time computer science was in, so everybody was going to computer science. So my idea is for government to also take a lead in directing education towards providing human resource training for industries or sectors that we need to develop. Like, for example, we want to develop our agriculture, but are we really promoting agriculture as a course, as an ideal course for students? We'd like to progress as an industrial country, or at least try to enter the manufacturing business. But do we have enough industrial design students around? So I think we should be more strategic in education, and the government should just play an active role in that. Not just let schools run as a business, because where they see profit, they will open up courses for that, just because everybody wants to enter that kind of course. So dealing with the mismatch, that's the idea that I have at this time. But in general, for education also, we'd like to see more focus on early childhood education, because that is where students are developed at the early stages. If we start them off at the wrong foot, then definitely, even if they reach high school, college, or whatever higher level of learning, if they did not start off with the right foundation, then we end up with poor students, just passing with mediocrity. So we'd like to focus on that.
Sunny, follow up?
Second round of
Okay.
Sige, I'll ask my question. I usually ask this at the last, but since it's a generic question, I'll ask it of everybody. Can you please let us know on record what are your assets and liabilities at the moment, and what's your net worth?
I think the good doctor will start.
Well, I already told this to Inquirer. You know,
because he already said this in the Inquirer.
I lived in America for a long time, and we're required to give our tax returns. at 45 pesos to a dollar, I'm worth a little bit more than 500 million pesos.
Which is so far from where we're at.
Is
The
that
rest
net
of
worth
us.
or gross assets?
Net worth. A little bit over, just make an emphasis on that because I don't want to lie.
So he's vulnerable to kidnapping now.
Yeah.
No, but
he should not
we
go
ask this
to.
question of practically all the candidates because I think it's a question that we would like to have as a, it's like a benchmark.
Yeah.
It's like a benchmark to just make sure that people are really focused on serving the people and not down the road, becoming multi-billionaires. So, so we just want to know where you guys are starting off.
Sure. Ako frankly, di ko memorize, no? Because, but I let my accountant do it. I'll just I'll make sure, but I think it's posted naman in the website of Congress. I think they post everything, but I will just post it tomorrow in my website to be sure about it. The only issue really is whether you should include contingent liabilities. That's one issue because if you include contingent, if you have if there is a loan and you guarantee the loan, okay, as guarantor, then declare it as a liability or not yet? Because it becomes a liability when
I think we
the
should exclude it.
those are those issues there, no? Because if you include that, then my net worth would greatly decrease because of the contingent liabilities. But basically, I've always stood by my SAL, the Statement of Assets and Liabilities. It's unfortunate hindi ko na memorize.
Yes, but we can get yours because you're already. It's on public record.
Yes.
My last SAL, which was filed early this year, was between 6 to 7 million net worth. I don't remember the exact figure, but it's around that figure.
6 to 7
million.
Mine is just mine, not my because I'm in a curious situation because I'm married to a Thai national, and we don't even want to get into how you should or should not compute it given Thai law, but it's between 10 to 12, and I'm not also including being part of a family corporation and my father's estate in Mindanao. So we'll stick with that as far as my network.
Just a follow-up. How would you promise to the people, as far as being transparent with whatever you're doing? What are some of the plans that you're already putting up so that whatever it is that you do, is transparent to people? Because transparency is really something that your party as a whole is really saying.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a party for change, you're saying.
Absolutely.
And one of the crucial things there is really transparency. So how are you guys?
Yeah, I would like to see, for instance, some form of an institutionalized mechanism where every quarter or every semester, media or whoever else want to really take politicians to task or public leaders, or at least check on them. Really have that mechanism should be on lifestyle checks, no? Checking. This is done more for show than it really is in terms of something that bloggers or anyone in the media or any other private group or entity or citizen could really latch on to. But I would like to see that because it's really how you live, where your child goes to school, what house you go home to, what vehicle you ride in, what kind of household you maintain.